Hello and welcome to another edition of Ask Coach Chinyere. On today's edition, we will be looking at building a sustainably thriving brand online. My name is Chinyere Zigwe Adeyemo. I am a multiple award-winning knowledge entrepreneur, an online business strategist, a digital product expert, as well as a self-care advocate. Have you ever wondered how people build brands which are sustainably thriving over a long period of time? Then that is what we are talking about today. Before now, I struggled a lot when I launched my brand online. I was out for quick money. I wanted to make it fast. So I was out looking at what people would easily want to connect with, what people needed fast, so that I could make money fast online. But over time, I saw that it's not all about the money, right? It's not all about the money. It's about what you're really passionate about, what you really want to do, and what really fits into your holistic vision for your life, which you can sustain over time. And when I discovered that secret, and that's when I began to enjoy the journey of building my brand online. And that is exactly what I'm going to share with you today. The step-by-step processes that I took to build a brand that I'm enjoying right now online, which I am being motivated, inspired on how to make it bigger than it is. I can almost see what it's going to be like in the next 10 years, 15, 20 years, but it started from somewhere. And that is exactly what I want to share with you today, how to build a sustainably thriving brand online. All right. So I took some steps, and those are the steps that I want to share with you today. The first step I took was to determine where I am going to. About a flash in the pan. It's about something that is going to last, right? Something that is going to outlive you, something that is bigger than you as a person, something that the next generation is going to be talking about. So the first thing is to determine where you are going to with this brand, because it cannot just be about the money. Okay, after the money, what? Because if you stay long enough in a business and do all your researches right, you will definitely get the money. But after the money, what? So building a brand that's going to be sustainable and thriving over time, the first thing you will want to do is determine where you are going to with this brand. How does it fit into the holistic picture of your life? Okay, ordinarily, your brand is supposed to outlive you. It's supposed to be something that will help the next generation know that you lived on earth. All right. Therefore, you need to look into the future and decide what you want to be remembered for. So that is the very first thing that you should be thinking about when building a brand that will be sustainable over time and, of course, will thrive. The second thing to do will be to start from where you are. All right. So, there's this excuse of when I get A, then I'll be able to do B. When I get this, I'll be able to do that. The truth is, if you're going to ever start the journey of building your brand, you will have to start where you are, because you can never get everything that you need to start with. If you are waiting for when you have everything you need to start with, when will that time be? It probably will be in the next 10 years. All right. And that may never come, actually, because it probably may never come. All right. There may never be a right time to start. But you have to start right now with what you have, with the knowledge you have available, with the gadgets you have available, with the clothes you have available, with the location you have available, with the phone you have, with the resources you have. You just have to start, because the truth is you may never have everything that you actually need to start, because what you actually need, you have it. So everything else which you don't have now means you don't actually need it for now. But as you keep growing, you're going to develop more, acquire more knowledge, get more gadgets, and everything will continue to fall in place. So please start with what you have. Then the third one will be make excellence your watchword. Because the truth is, even when you have all the sophisticated gadgets, the best location and all of that, if you did not have excellence as your watchword, then you may never have it then. You may end up doing things shabbily. So this is the time when you don't have everything in place to start with excellence as your watchword, because it will amplify the little you have, so much so that by the time even you'll be competing with people who have more than you do. So start with excellence. In your content creation, do it with excellence. In your branding, do it with excellence. In whatever you do it with excellence. All right. So that will help you in going farther than where you actually are. The fourth point is let your content align with your future self. Let your content align with your future self. Now, Have you realized that people try to cut corners, do things that at the end of the day they are not proud of doing? That is because you cannot see your future. Because when you see people being dishonest, it is simply because they cannot see their future. They are scared. They are trying to cut corners, probably to be more accepted or whatever. You see, when you see where you are going to, then you begin to imbibe the person whom you are going to be, and you come with a level of confidence that commands admiration. You get the point? So you see that you do not need to cut corners to be accepted. You need to come as you are in your best form. Okay, so that is a point that you should have. So at the beginning, when you don't have everything put together, there's a temptation of trying to be everywhere or to be desperate. But when you can see where you are going to, and you understand that it is not by your own strength that you're going to get to where you are, that it's going to be by grace, then you are able to operate at a level of confidence that takes desperation out of the picture. So that way you can stay on course with your content. That will help you to attract the right people and, of course, grow with confidence, basically. So let your content align with your future self. Let there be no discordance, as in don't say one thing and mean another thing. That will instead rubbish your brand. All right. So that is the fourth point. Let your content align with your future self. Resist the temptation to be desperate or to be all over the place. So be it in your comments, in your content, in your collaboration, let there be a consistency. Okay. So the fifth point would be build a great network. Have at least 7 to 10 people that you admire in your field, in your industry, whom you are consistently following. You may not know them in person, but we are in a global market now. Right from the comfort of my home, I can follow Oprah Winfrey. Right from the comfort of my home, I can follow the John Obidis of this world. Right from the comfort of my home, I can be following the Fela Durotoyes of this world, the Lisa Nichols of this world, the Edirin Edewas of this world. You can follow them right from the comfort of your home. So build a great network around you, because the more you hang around the people who are going where you are going, the more they inspire you to get there faster. Can I say that again? The more you hang around the people who are going in the direction you are going, the faster you get there. So build a network of great people who inspire you to be who you see yourself becoming. Okay, so listen to them often. Listen to the TD Jakes often. Listen to the Oprah Winfrey often. Listen to the people who inspire you often. Read their content often. Okay, so basically online you are building a network of great people whom you aspire to be, because they inspire you to become more of who you see yourself becoming. So let your name be mentioned around these people. If you can collaborate with them, go on and do so. All right, so that you get introduced into their networks. And of course, when your name is mentioned around great people, people begin to associate you with those people. And that is how your brand begins to develop a life of its own and keep growing. All right, then the sixth point will be stay dynamic, stay dynamic, stay dynamic, because you cannot be rigid. You cannot be rigid. When COVID-19 happened, it threw a lot of people off guard. Some people didn't even know what direction to go. So as much as you see into your future and you start building your brand from the scratch, you also should also remember that you get inspired to do the things you do. So you cannot be rigid and say, this is how we do it. Lots of brands have been thrown out of the market because they stuck to a particular way of doing it. Okay, lots of brands have been thrown out of the market because they stuck to a particular way of doing things. So you also in your business, you will stay dynamic, ready to adopt new ways of doing things and, of course, growing. To close it up, the question is, are you a believer? Are you a believer in God? Who is your source? So you must stay connected to your source. So I'll call that the 7 points. Stay connected to your source of inspiration. The inspiration does not come from you per se. It comes from somewhere higher, right? So always stay open to what next you're supposed to do, because we as humans can only see just we cannot see beyond our noses, so to speak. We can only see as far as our eyes can take us. But as time goes on, as you gain clarity, you learn new ways of doing things. So stay open, stay connected to your source to hear what is the next thing that you have to do part time. Okay, so building a sustainably thriving brand is beyond the brand aesthetics. You see that in all the points I've mentioned here, I did not mention your brand aesthetics because I want to assume that you already know about that. For instance, my brand colors are gold and wine. I have a logo, all of that. I have a slogan and all of that. Those are great because they also remind you of what you are about. But beyond those things, there are things that you should bear at the back of your mind when building your brand. And these are the things that I've decided to share with you today. Okay, so always stay conscious enough to get inspired in new ways. What you know yesterday is not enough to take you to where you are going to. There will be new streams of information, you know, like they say, change is constant. Change is constant. But of course, as you are changing, make sure that you are changing against a consistent framework. And that is why you should have, in building your brand, you should have clarity of direction, know where you are going with your brand. And of course, you should be ready to work with what you have at hand. Never wait for tomorrow when the weather will be better. Start with what you have at the place you are. Okay, then make excellence your watchword. Because if you don't make excellence your watchword today, there is no guarantee that you will make it your watchword tomorrow. Then stay consistent with your content. Don't let desperation sway you off course. Stay consistent with your content, and of course build a great network of people who are going in the same direction in which you're going, so that they consistently keep you inspired. And in closing, stay connected to your source. Stay connected to your source. A tree whose roots have been cut off the ground will wither and die. That is why you must stay connected to your source of inspiration, your source of strength, your source of direction. With all of this at the back of your mind, whatever be the challenges of the time, they may shake you left and right, but they cannot uproot you because you have a solid foundation. I pray that this helps you in building a brand that will help you survive the times and keep thriving, moving from one level of glory onto another. My name remains Chinyere Ezigwe Adeyemo. I hope to see you sometime soon. If you have any comments, please put it down in the comment section. Any questions, put it down in the comment section. And of course, you can always reach me through email or send me a WhatsApp message, and I'll be glad to get back to you. Thank you very much, and make sure that you turn on the notification bell after you have subscribed to this channel so that you'll be the first to know when I put up another video. Thank you very much, and see you sometime soon. Bye-bye.